Hello everyone, I'm Charissa44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2, Mysteries of Westgate. Last episode we went and took care of a side quest for Renara here. Went and got some loot for her and discovered that she kinda turned on someone and caused him to get killed. Then again, that someone was kinda doing questionable things. Regardless, we handled her. We also spoke with our companions a bit. And now it's time to go deal with a bunch of Thayan slavers for Charissa. I'll be happy to deal with this. And we've already got a fight going on. A bunch of shadows. Why am I not able to... What is with these shadows? Why won't they actually just die? I mean, they do. It's just like they teleport every time we hit them. This is actually a little concerning. I think we finally killed them, though. Alright. You hear the sound of a gong ringing in the distance. So that's a dead end. What the hell? There's nothing here. Something's not right here. There's nothing to interact with, is the thing. This is where we're supposed to be, but there's nothing. It's not even a back entrance. Oh! A wall that appeared to be real turns out to be an illusion. There we go. Here we are. Tricky bastards. Ah, here we found something. Stairs up leading to something, but we're not gonna go that way yet. Let's take a look this way. Slavers. That's a lot of slavers. Well, I can bash these things apart at least. Alright, get over there. The rest of you, if you don't mind, just get around and get in there. All of you, please. Renara, you actually break out the bow again.
I've got them spotted. Here.
Come on, get on killing them! At least we're killing all these slavers. Alright, we got them all. Ooh, Thrung's Key. A bit of loot.
If you need something looted, I'm your woman.
Alright,
Follow me.
we got them all. Little painful, but we got through. And that's... Ah, there's the door. +1 Warhammer. It doesn't matter to any of us. Can we rest here? Yes, we can. Good. We cover our health and spells. Now, let's go through. Nobody in here. Potions. Potions are good. I'll give a couple to you. Throw that potion there. How about this room? Clovis and Cleops and Salivar. And there's the Thayan wizard. Must be the leader. Well, let's deal with them. Well, well, what have we here? Another hapless do-gooder, no doubt, though I sense a bit of the divine in this intrusion. Not the toothless Lathanderites, to be sure. Most certainly not, vile witch. I figured as much. You reek too much of Tyr. Tell me, did Brother Edens send you? He told us of your crew, but I came of my own will in the name of Tyr. Ah, I shall have to repay him for his kindness then, after we dispose of you. And now I have learned all I need to. Destroy him! And I'm dazed. And so is everyone here. You are not, however. In fact, you know what? Bring out your blades again. Okay, fine. Get killing, please. Hey, you're actually getting a few sneak attacks out. And you're dead. You can at least continue fighting. And so can you. Okay, get rid of that mage. She vanished. Great. Now for Salivar here. There we go. Okay. Anti-venom chainmail. The Viper. And Ardula's Fall. Interesting. I'll throw you those arrows. The Viper. Forged in an extremely heavy bluish steel, this massive halberd is overweighted at the end so as to deliver an especially deadly blow when struck true. It also features two nasty-looking curved spikes at its tip, oddly reminiscent of viper fangs, while a thin coating of waxy, magically enhanced venom allows these fangs to be every bit as deadly as those of the actual beast. Who or what could have forged such a vicious weapon is unknown. Yeah, powerful. Anti-venom chainmail, +1 armor bonus, immunity to poison. And Ardula's Fall, I feel like that's something we already read once. Okay, we definitely need to rest. Alright. Oh, we've got a chest here. And a bunch of rooms we can go to. Well, let's start with this one. Personal room. Ah, another couple chests. Nothing in that footlocker. Couple gems in that one.
By my direction, attack!
Renara, I don't know why you're not doing anything. Let's see. Chest. Thing and key. Couple scrolls.
If you need something looted, I'm your woman.
Renara, if you don't mind, please unlock this footlocker. Okay, that must be the way through.
Yes. What is it?
Couple more scrolls. I don't think they'll be useful. Let's see. In here... Oof, this must be where those two ogres were staying. And this heads further in. I think we found where the slaves are. Alright, let's take a look. Yep, she's still there. Everyone get in here, please. So, you have destroyed my operation here, but your triumph will be short-lived. Do not think that they will endure this humiliation. And it is now personal. I swear I shall be there when our vengeance is wrought. Remember the name Feluca Ardarbrent, fool. I promise you shall hear it again. Wait a minute. You're named Feluca Ardarbrent? Of Waterdeep? Yes. Do I know you? It was your abduction that caused my parents to be put in jail! What happened to Pharaoh Sneed? My abduction? Where's Sneed? What a fool you are! It's almost tempting to enlighten your ignorance, but I have way too much to do. Suddenly the wizard seizes a lever of a nearby control panel and slams it down. With a quick, violent jerk, the lever comes free of the panel even as you hear the sound of hissing gas. In case you are thinking of chasing me, know that this door leads to a gas chamber in which I have trapped several slaves. Even as we speak, it is being flooded with poisonous fumes. Within minutes, they'll all be dead. Boy, you heroes sure do have tough choices sometimes, huh? I'd love to see how it turns out, but for there to actually be a choice, I need to leave. So farewell, idiots. Until we meet again. Quick, Aloith! Let's get after her! No, we have to help the slaves first. What? That woman is the only chance I have of freeing my parents. We don't have time. Let's go! And what of your principles? What of Tyr? I don't have time for your philosophical discussions. Are you coming or not? No, the slaves don't have time. In mere moments, the gas will kill them. Then forget you. I'm not letting her get away. This must be the door. Through this locked door, you can hear the sound of gas and the muffled cries of panic. Renara, can you pick this lock? No problem. You saved us. And not a moment too soon. Thank you, sir.
I greet you.
Renara is quickly able to undo the lock. Thank you, Renara. Couple potions. The control panel has fallen silent now that the trap has been disarmed. There is nothing more to do here. You know, we could have split up. Unholy idiocy! Feluca escaped and you let her. You should be ashamed of yourself for being willing to let them die to satisfy your own sense of vengeance. Right, and you should be ashamed of yourself for condemning many more innocents to a life of slavery when Feluca sets up shop elsewhere. Not to mention I have no way of getting any proof to free my parents. Wait, there's something over here on the ground. What's this? A journal of some kind? It's Feluca's! Hopefully there's something useful in it. It says here she's a scumbag. Who cares? Who cares? Yes, she's an evil witch. The Thayans are terrible people. Come on, get to the good stuff, Feluca. Oh, here she's talking about Brother Eden's arrival in Westgate. This should be My tear's wrath. Brother Eden's! If what this says is true, Brother Eden's was once Pharaoh Sneed. Who? Pharaoh Sneed was the pirate captain that abducted Felucia Ardarband from Waterdeep many years ago. He was also a business associate of my parents, whose illegal side businesses eventually landed them in prison. I think we need to have another talk with Brother Eden's very soon. Yes, let's go see him at once. Oh boy, I fear what'll happen.
I have seen a vision that the slavers have been dealt with, though Feluca has unfortunately escaped. Such is how it must be, I'm afraid, and I've no doubt that you, Charissa, have many questions.
I have only one. Do you admit to being the ex-pirate captain named Pharos Sneed?
Indeed. That was my name in my former life.
You slime! Because of you, my parents have languished in a Waterdavian jail for 25 years. All because you had to kidnap Feluca Arderbrant and frame them. Why,
I did not kidnap Feluca. She came of her own free will. What happened to your parents was unfortunate, but I didn't frame them. However, the point is moot. I could have come forward to exonerate them, and I didn't. For what it is worth, Charissa, I know that is very little. I apologize. Here, take this letter back to Waterdeep. It will prove that Feluca came with me without coercion. If I could rectify the situation any more than that, I would. Even so, I should kill you now. Your anger is understandable, but perhaps you would relieve yourself of it a bit easier if I told you what happened all those years ago. I fail to see how it will make the downfall of my family any more acceptable, but divulge your secrets if you must. Yes, I would also like to hear your story. It is difficult to see now, but in my youth I was a rather dashing ship's captain. I did not meet Feluca until I was near to 45, but even then, I was still a sight to behold. Forgive my pride, but looking back, it is not difficult to see how a noble girl on the cusp of womanhood and yearning to taste freedom would be swept away by tales of danger on the high seas. No, she begged me to take her with me, and I was happy to oblige. She was so beautiful, and though a bit spoiled, she was nevertheless kind at heart. And smart, oh, so very smart. And witty, too. Oh, my crew loved her. They would have died for her. Some did. She had the world going for her back in those days. But then she died. Not in the physical sense, of course, but she was gone all the same. In her place emerged the cold wizard you found in the slaver's compound. The transformation was completed so fast that I am still unsure of what happened. You see, it doesn't take long for a dashing 45-year-old captain to crest 50, and a young woman eventually loses interest as her experience makes the world a smaller place. Remain silent. One day, when we were docked in Thay, Feluca informed me that she was leaving. She had a better offer, she said. I was crushed. A stupid old man crushed by a 20-something young woman. Can you believe it? Utter foolishness looking back on it now. Of course, I didn't give up my captaining for a few years after that, but ever so slowly I began to become more in tune with the suffering my ways caused the world and the people in it. And a conscience is not a good thing for a pirate to have. My crew mutinied when I began to reduce the number of attacks and the booty began to fall off. They left me stranded on a shoreline in Mulhorand. It was there, as I was being chased by cannibals, that I saw the scales in the sky and heard the voice in my head.
Devote your life to me, it said, and I shall guide you to safety. I was willing to make any deal at that point, so I swore on my life to the scales. Tyr, Lord of Justice, delivered me that day, and so when I eventually arrived in Westgate, I settled down as promised to a life of meditation and prayer. I even changed my name to Eden's, an anagram of Sneed, to symbolize that my pirate days were gone forever.
It wasn't long ago until I heard that Feluca had arrived in Westgate, only she had changed. It is highly unusual in Thay, but every so often a particularly precocious outsider with an enormous gift in the art is allowed into the Red Wizard's coven. Feluca had evidently proved herself to the xenophobic Red Wizards, and she had been placed in a position of high authority for the Thayan slave trading operation here.
Despite our past relationship, it was clear what needed to be done. Under Tyr's direction, I fought my way into the slaver's compound, easily ripping through her minions. Eventually, I confronted her directly, but when the time came to strike her down, I couldn't do it. Oh, Tyr, help me, but I couldn't do it. For a moment, I saw the young girl I had once loved, but the woman who remained only laughed and struck me savagely across the face with her staff. I fell to the ground, dazed and certain my end was near.
As I tried to see through the stars in my eyes, she jeered at me. I was a sentimental old fool, she said, and Tyr had only made me weak. Once I would never have hesitated. Then her henchmen threw me out, and I crawled home through the rain-drenched gutters. The stars never faded from my sight. In fact, the blackness only grew and eventually became complete. Tyr said it was the price of my disobedience. I could not argue with his judgment. Because of that moment of hesitation, Feluca was allowed to continue for years. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have been enslaved as a result. But today it all ended. You have made right what I could not. You have delivered a measure of Tyr's justice to Feluca. She deserved nothing, of course, for running away with a foolish old man, but what she became in the land of Thay was her own doing. For her life of slaving, she deserved what you gave her, and more. Still, I am saddened again at the thought of the young girl I once loved, but for the cold, heartless witch she became, I have no pity at all.
And now it is my turn. Yes, my sister in Tyr. I have been told that on this day, I too will receive the justice I am due. I turn myself over to you, Charissa of House Maernos. As Tyr's highest representative in Westgate, I now accept your judgment.
Prophet, no! Silence, Tarmesh, and learn from this moment. Faith in Tyr is never misplaced. I am prepared to accept any sentence that is given, for I shall never fear the justice of the maimed god. I simply wish to bear the verdict with Tyr's prayers on my lips and his holy symbol in my hands. Now do as you must.
I did not expect this today, Sneed. Yet the dilemma is not a difficult one. It is right that you pay for your crimes and the misery you have brought to my family, as well as countless others. Maybe it is a bit more complex, for you have clearly mended your ways, and that calls for lenience. Would killing you solve anything? Would it reverse the pain you have wrought? But no, that is not the point. This is not about penance, but justice. What do you deserve for your crimes, Sneed? What does 25 years without my parents warrant? What about the thousands of children who have likewise suffered?
No, sister, do not... Tarmesh. Silence. Yes, what of justice for all of them? Now, Sneed, is the time for you to get what you deserve. Aloueth, say something! Charissa, do you speak of justice or vengeance? The man as he exists now should be allowed to live. Silence, Aloueth! You have so often been wrong before. Why should I listen to you now? No, your words are meaningless.
Very well, Sneed. I am prepared to deliver justice to you. Greetings in the name of Tyr.
You know, the more I see of the city, the more I come to realize the truly endless quantity of refuse that litters the face of Faerun. It's sad that this is what came of this, and what happened. I imagine because I didn't have enough influence with her, nothing ended up that ended up happening that way.
You know,
Oh.
I'm suddenly not so sure I did the right thing back there. All my righteous indignation, might it have been a cover for anger? Why do I suddenly feel so empty?
Because you delivered vengeance, not justice. You should have already learned the difference. Though it shames me to admit it, I have the uneasy feeling you are right. Perhaps justice is not as clear-cut as I thought. But then Sneed's list of crimes was long, varied, and comprised of far more than what he did to my family. What of justice for his victims? Alas, this I must ponder at a future date. For now, the night mass and that strange mask of yours deserve our full attention. Onward, then?
Greetings in the name
Indeed, I believe so. I am surprised that we don't have Mantides' quest. Is there not more to Mantides? There should be, I feel, and yet nothing. Anyway, we need to go to the market district and sell all this loot to someone. Then, well, actually I'll do that off screen because this episode has gone on long enough. Next episode, we will head to, continue the main quest line, because there's no other quests we have to do at the moment. But that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I'm Chester44. That is Alawith Naraken, Renara, Mantides, and Charissa Merinos. This has been a Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2, Mysteries of Westgate, and I shall see you all next time.